Now the next article it is the conditions for steady interference pattern. Uh, a question will be asked, what is steady interference pattern? State the conditions of steady interference pattern. First of all, let me tell you what is about steady interference pattern. We have seen that by Young's experiment is well-defined interference pattern can be obtained on the screen, in which there is a central point or there is a bright point which has a maximum intensity. It is called as a central bright point. Alternately, on both sides of the central bright point, there will be a dark, bright points situated on both sides of this central bright point. Also, these bright points and dark points, they are called as the fringes. In other words, we can say that the dark and bright fringes, they are alternately situated on both sides of the central bright point and they are equally spaced. We have shown it. And therefore, what is steady interference pattern? A interference pattern in which the positions of all the dark and bright bands or dark and bright fringes are fixed on the screen throughout the experiment. It is called as steady interference pattern. Or in other words, we can say that a interference pattern in which the positions of dark and bright bands or fringes, they are constant on both sides of the central bright band or fringe. It is called as a steady interference pattern. I will write here the interference pattern in which the positions of bright and dark bands or fringes is constant. It is called steady interference pattern. This steady interference pattern, it is also called as a sustained interference pattern. It is also called as a steady interference pattern or stationary interference pattern. So this is the interference pattern. Now there are certain conditions. So I will write here conditions for steady interference pattern. And the first condition is the two sources must be coherent. And well, already we have seen that what is coherent sources. The two sources are said to be coherent if these two waves are identical to each other, they are having same frequency, their phase difference is equal to 0 or constant, then these two sources, they are called as coherent sources. And for a steady interference pattern, it is very necessary condition that the two sources must be coherent. Now here, if these two sources are coherent, then the interference pattern which we get, it will be well defined and a steady interference pattern. If one of the source it is not equal, or the phase of that source it is not equal to the phase of the other source, then there will be a phase difference. Their frequency may be equal or may not be equal, and therefore a blur interference pattern can be observed. Second, the two sources of light must be monochromatic. The two sources of light must be monochromatic. Here mono means one. Mono means one. Chromatic means color. If the light is made up of a single color, it will possess only one wavelength, and therefore a single colored light, it will be monochromatic light, or it has a single wavelength. Next, if the two sources which are going to produce the interference, they are monochromatic, they are having single wavelength, or their wavelength is same, or their color is same, then they will produce a well-defined and distinct interference pattern, which is called as a steady interference pattern. But if these colors are different, because of the different colors, what will happen? There will be combination of the colors, and we will not be able to have a interference of exactly maximum and minimum intensity, or exactly maximum or and zero intensity, or we can say that the interference pattern will not consist the dark and bright points. It will consist some other different type of fringes or bands. Now the third is the two sources must be of light must have same amplitude. And this is a very important condition. If the two sources of light, they are having the amplitudes A1 and A2. For a constructive interference, the resultant amplitude will be A1 plus A2, and therefore the intensity is directly proportional to A1 plus A2 whole square. A1 plus A2 whole square. And if this A1 equal to A2 equal to A, then we write this intensity is directly proportional to A plus A square, that is nothing but twice A square. Or we say intensity directly proportional to 4A square. The amplitude increases or intensity increases. The intensity of the light increases by 4. And we will get a maximum amplitude. We will get a maximum amplitude or maximum intensity of light. Now suppose that this A1 equal to A2 and there is a formation of minimum of light, and therefore we will get this as a 0. It means exactly a dark point will be formed. For maximum condition, exactly the bright point will be formed. The intensity will increase 4 times, and if for destructive interference, the intensity will be equal to 0 or it is directly proportional to 0, and therefore the exactly minimum of light will fall, and that gives a very good contrast in maximum and minimum if the two sources of light must have same amplitude. The two sources of light must have same amplitude. Next condition, fourth condition, the distance between two slits must be less than the distance between the screen, the slit and the screen. We have seen that in the previous diagram there are two slits, there is one screen. The distance between these two slits, must be less than the distance between the slit and the screen. It means this small d is very much less than capital D. Then a well-defined steady interference pattern can be obtained on the screen. Next, for a good experiment, this D is about 0.2 millimeter and this D is about 1.5 meter, which is very much less than capital D. The next point is the two slits should be narrow. The two slits must be narrow. And this is very important because if one slit is here and another slit is in journal, there will be a interference. Or if we keep about 2 meter long distance between two slits, there will be an interference? No. And that's why the distance between these two slits, it should be very small. It is about 0.3. Distance between these two, it should be about 0.3 millimeter. and therefore we get a very good and well distinguished interference pattern. Next point, that is both the two sources must be in same state of polarization. Same state of polarization. We have seen what is polarization. It means there is an alignment of the vibrations of the light waves. Now, the two interfering sources, they must be same state of polarization. They must be in a same state of polarization to have a steady interference pattern. These are the conditions for steady interference pattern, and this question it is asked many times.